Hey, Exiles, welcome to another episode of the Still Sane Pod. I am your host, Talkative Try, and I am here with the faceless 787Prada to talk all things Path of Exile 2, 0.4, Fate of the Val, the last of the Druids. Prada, man, how are you doing today?
Great. I'm doing good.
Sick,
It's a beautiful day to be
Okay.
on a video game.
Uh,
Indoors.
right. Oh, okay.
We're not touching grass. There's no time to touch grass. It's too early in the league.
Can you see grass where you are right now?
No.
No.
No. We're in a
Okay.
pitch black room in the middle of the day. Let's get it.
Oh,
No, I'm
crap.
kidding. Imagine. Hey, real blasters don't need lights in their room. You got a monitor.
That's
You get a little
true.
tan going from the monitor.
Yeah.
OLED.
Uh-huh.
Light your face up.
Yep. A lot of flashes depending on the skill you're playing, constantly just banging in your face.
Oh,
right?
yeah. You got to get the worst MTX for your eyes. Something bright blue. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Walking Calamity bear build has been doing that to me this league, where it just flies everywhere, flashing in my face. But it's been good fun. It's been good fun thus far. Prada, I have to call you out immediately because when you sent me over your profile picture, I had no idea that it was an anime girl and not the troll face. Is it actually this picture? Is your profile
Princess,
picture?
look at that. Yeah.
I can't. Is this a specific person?
If
Or
your
no?
vision's bad, you can't tell. It's kind of the same. If you lean back far enough.
It's true. It's true. I'm looking straight at it right now, and if I have your YouTube channel open as well, literally is the troll face. No difference. I always thought it was the troll face, which is why, Prada, before we get into 0.4, I first saw your videos, and I thought it was like ironic, trolly, like engagement. And then I listened for like a minute, and then 3 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and I was like, this guy's spitting fire. He's actually serious. This is good. I wish everybody had this perspective. So am I alone in that? Or do a lot of people think that, some of your earlier videos, like I think it was called Why You're Not Having Fun in PoE2 or something like that. I can't recall what the initial video was.
The original one was You Are Bad, But It's Okay.
You
That
Are
was the
Bad, But
original
It's
one.
Okay. That is the one. And I thought it was a troll video, but I don't think it was unless you've been,
No.
This is the long con.
There's definitely a way to make a point and keep it entertaining and like throw some jabs out there, but there's nothing wrong with being bad at video games. I think there's like this stigma that if you're not the greatest of all time, then you're wasting your time. And we kind of just try to shatter that. Not everybody can be the best. Not everybody can be the best blaster. Kind of just got to do your thing. And the video game's supposed to be fun inherently. But
Right. Video games, I mean, they are, for what, 99.9% of people, ways to just chill and enjoy yourself. You're supposed to have fun playing them. There are very
get
few
off
people
work,
right.
Play for a couple hours. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with pulling up to the game and trying your hardest, right? Like, there's nothing lame about sweating or turning it into a second job. You can get home from work and lock in and be as efficient as possible, and that's cool too. But to expect to be able to compete with that when you're not trying and you're a casual gamer is, I don't know. Doesn't work in any other game.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to work in PoE2, as we did see this league. So I guess we can hop right into it, man. What is your take on just the entire debacle, the temple debacle, the snake debacle, whatever we're going to call it? I'm sure it's going to have a name in 2 years' time when people are typing about it on Reddit or on streams or whatever. What do you?
People will remember this.
They will remember. Sure. So what is your take on it? I don't actually know.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it because of how annoying it is to set up and the amount of ways you can brick it over and over. The campaign reset stuff was kind of, obviously they got that out of there as quick as possible. But I mean, the fact that most people had to re-roll an entire character to reset their temple because they were told that they needed to do that to set the temple up as efficiently as possible with that interlude reset. Yeah, obviously it's a printer. It's one of those things where the people that are watching it from the outside that didn't want to do the, 15, 20-hour grind of temple setup or more, it's probably doesn't feel very good to just watch people print. But that's the nature of these games, right? If there's something like that and it's available to everybody and you need a character that's just this threshold of good, you might as well blast it while you can, especially if you think it's going to go.
Did you
It's either
participate in
I
Halton?
didn't. I was doing the Atziri farm. I was just trying to drop. There's
Oh,
like a single unique you can drop from her that's pretty good if you get a double corrupt, but
okay.
it's like 2 mirrors if you get the slam.
Oh, sick.
So we went for that the whole time, but um, yeah, I honestly I just didn't feel like setting it up. It just did not look fun.
Right. Yeah, it didn't appeal to me. Obviously, it didn't appeal to me at all. It just looked like highly repetitive and obviously a patchable thing. Honestly, like
Yeah,
something like that. I know it's existed in games like Path of Exile or like Diablo 2 for a long time, but in a modern game like this, that obviously was something that the developers were like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get back
yeah,
from
that was
holidays,
terrifying.
and we're gonna fix this." So,
There are also like there are other farms in the game that are
mm,
just less fun, less entertaining, that are really profitable. Like Trial of Chaos, the whole time that was going was insane. Like if you were farming for Adorned, it's selling it. I sold one for 170 div. 2 days later, sold another for 370. Like
wow.
there's always something in the game that's grossly profitable. Omens were up like 3x the price that they were before the farm because nobody was playing maps anymore.
Yeah.
Like there were some things that were pretty crazy, but
That's a that's an interesting thing about this game and this current audience. I put out a video a few days ago talking about, if you don't want to do temple, you can do these really basic things. And the response to a lot a lot of it, because my audience I don't think are the grinders.
Exotic
They're not
gifts.
I got to turn off my notifications. They're not actually trying to get currency. They're just playing the game for fun, a lot like I usually do. But I think a lot of people don't understand the fun for a lot of people in PoE2, especially the ones really active online, is the div per hour strategy. And I
yep,
feel like something takes hold when there's something that gets so popularized as the Holton and temple printing exploit, where everyone kind of puts on blinders and they think that's the only thing they can do in the game, or they
yep.
are going to fall behind. And while the temple in its initial state after it was buffed, I think that's 100% true, and that's why they nerfed it, by a good degree.
Yep.
Right now, that's not the case at all, but a lot of people still have that residual, like, if you're not
It's a
doing the
mode
temple.
of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. People choose to think that way. There's so many ways to make currency in the game that are. It doesn't need to be 70% as good, 80% as good as the best farm in the game. Like Trial of Secumus, since this game is released, has been a money glitch.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't care that somebody is out there printing currency in Trial of Secumus because it's boring, and they're like above that in their head. They don't want to run it because it's boring, so they don't care that somebody else is running it and making a killing because it's boring, and they're above it. So
Yeah.
there's always something in the game going on that's just printing money. People are above crafting in their hideout. They don't want to craft. They don't want a hideout warrior. Like nothing will ever be competitive with sitting in your hideout and buying items for cheap and selling them for more. Like if all you cared about was currency and you didn't want to interact with the game whatsoever, nobody is stopping you from kicking it in the hideout with the best build of all time. Like you can't. Nothing is better than Hideout Warrior.
100%.
Just sit there, make a billion div.
My brother has recently learned that. He started doing Omen of Putrefaction on timeless jewels and flipping them. And
Oh,
selling
yeah.
them for, yeah, he's...
And their roll ranges aren't that crazy, so you just
Right.
print. Yep.
Yep, exactly. So he also, I don't know if I should share this or not. My brother was being a little dirty with his belt flipping as well. He made a mistake wherein he bought belts that were too low level to chance into a headhunter. So he would
Sell
put
them for
yes,
40x or whatever they go for now.
he would put one that was correct. And
we
he
call
would
those
put
landmines.
Yeah, and he put dude, he was screaming. I was like, bro, you can't do this. You can't. He's like, I just
so
gotta do
funny.
it once just to see if someone falls for it, dude.
Just placing
Instantly,
bombs. Yeah,
instantly.
Minesweeper.
I could not believe it. Because I always read everything, but people they don't read, and he made a killing.
It was bad last league before they like put in a system to change it, where people were doing Trial of Chaoses for one exalt, and then they would do one div for a random one. And then it was like, instead of doing a div, they would do a perfect exalt because it looked similar to an exalt when you hovered over it. So luckily, I think very few people weren't just immediately going liquid whenever they got a perfect X, like they just turned it into a different currency. But Getting
Right.
got like that is agonizing.
Oh, 100%.
Somebody catches you for 10 div or something, like
Yeah.
it's brutal. But
Yeah.
I think I haven't seen the prompt, but I'm pretty sure there's a prompt now that tells you if you're about to get got.
Yeah, so they must have just ignored it or something. I don't know. Interesting stuff.
Maybe because it's the same item, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, dude, you might be right. It's because it's a bunch of different items because he was doing the
Yeah.
Omen of the Ancient strat where you can chance orb non-heavy belts into
For a
Headhunter.
chance at
Right.
Headhunter,
Yeah, exactly. So that might be it because there are a whole bunch of different base types. Oh, those poor people. Well, maybe they figured out the strategy just like him and they made a little bit of a profit too. Now, you've mentioned a few farms that are even more boring than like some people see setting up the at series temples, such as like Temple of Chaos. Do you have any favorite farms that you ever done? Ones that are legitimately fun that you really liked, despite it
I
being
had some.
profitable too?
I had like there was an angle that I would take every league where it's like, all right, I need this much currency to get this character online. I make my characters that I'm gonna league start with in the previous league, like, because I play the entire league. I don't
Right.
take a day off. Like I've streamed every day since like February or something.
Wow.
So I'll like figure out what the cheapest I can get a character online for, like previous league, what kind of items I'm looking for. And usually I'll run some Trial of Chaos early just because maps are iffy before you get your Atlas done. Like the likelihood that you're printing really early before you can like start a low rarity farm, negative rarity Ventur's farm, it's not the greatest. So sometimes I just run TOC, try to get enough currency to get whatever gear I need, and then it used to be just immediately go into sec, but that got pretty boring. I probably killed that boss like 800, 1200 times, something ridiculous.
Wow.
And I would always corner Simulacrum, but this league it's not as profitable because people don't need the emotions for their maps anymore
Oh,
to
that's
instill their
true.
maps. So this was the first league where I couldn't just like make a character strong enough to do T3 sim and just blast it all day.
Okay.
But yeah, we did TOC again, and then we did negative rarity. That was this league's printer.
All
We're
right.
still doing negative rarity. It's really, really broken, and anyone can do it on any character.
Negative rarity. You're fishing for really good base types, right?
Yep.
Exceptionals and the
All you
like.
do is drop. And honestly, it's not even the exceptionals as much as it
Oh.
is just between eye level 80, eye level 82 items. You slam them until you get all the martial weapons increase fizz is like a div at least, and
Oh wow.
you're only putting between. Earlier in league, it was like 5 exalt per try. Per white item you grab off the ground, throw 5 exalt into it. You can make between worst case scenario like 35x, 45x. Best case scenario you get like an obliterator with T1 crit, T2 fizz, and it's like 28 div or something on day 3. We sold one for 28.
Wow.
And there's like a lot of different builds now, so all the talismans sell, all the wands sell. It's all pretty good.
See, that's something. What you're saying, it sounds so simple, but people just need to have that knowledge, you know. And once they have that
Oh,
knowledge, oh my gosh, that's like,
it's the filter. If you don't have it in your filter, you're just running over hundreds of div.
dude, that's insane. Do you have a
And
custom
like
filter that like you made
I
yourself?
do, and it's anyone can use it. Yeah. It's like a psyop. Rarity is like a complete psyop in this game. Everybody thinks that they need it, and they're not going to print if they don't have it. But you can actually do the temple with negative rarity and base farm in there, and it's disgusting too because there's so much quant.
Okay, okay. And there are so many things I want to ask you. Okay, first, you mentioned you've streamed every day since February. What is your PoE2 journey, man? What happened here? How did that begin? I need to know.
Do you want to know why I made my first video?
Yes.
Like why? Okay. So
I remember listening to it on the toilet.
Prior to streaming, I was just a nerd. I just blasted the game because I enjoyed it. I was good at like previous games. I played FPS games. I was pretty solid at those, and I just played those because I liked the self-improvement element. Just made like Apex highlight videos, just regular stuff, and kind of gave me a motive to play. Just something, throw some videos together, put a song behind it, and I was just a nerd. And I met some friends. Funny enough, in Deadlock of all games.
Really?
And PoE came out, blasting PoE. I see that my friend from Deadlock gets on Steam and he's playing PoE2, and I'm like, hold on, Yante plays PoE2. I hit him up, first ever ARPG he's ever played, and he's following just the most random build ever. and I'm like, I don't know, is this gonna be able to make it to maps? I don't know. Like the guide he's following is a little iffy, a little shaky,
Yeah.
and basically he gets to a point where he can't progress his character anymore. He kind of got baited by the term tourist used to mean something. It's got like it used to have super negative connotation. Now it's meaningless. It's lost
It
all of
is.
its hit.
It is. Yeah.
But yeah, he got baited by somebody that doesn't really play the game into
Oh.
following a build, wasted all his time, wasted all his currency. And I was like, dude, I've got like 800 hours at this stage of the game. I could just drop a video and just save lives. So I dropped that first video and it hit super algorithm. And everyone in the comments is like, bro, you got to stream. And here we are. Since then, streamed every day.
So shout out to was it Yante or Dante?
Yeah, Yante.
Let's go. Wow. Okay. So you already had at that point a lot of time in PoE2. Had you played PoE1 or other ARPGs, or did you hop into PoE2 as your first?
I was definitely a casual in PoE1, but I played like before leagues were in the game. Like the Crip clip,
okay.
if you've ever seen the Crip Rip clip, that got me to get the game. I had this terrible Toshiba laptop. All I could play was like PoE, barely, and I was on like 15 FPS the whole time, and Counter-Strike. Everything else would not run. Like, but it wasn't like I was playing every single league every single time. I was like, I'd play for 2 weeks, quit, try to get my friends to play. Gamer.
Okay.
That was in like the Skype era.
Yep.
But
that sounds accurate.
yeah, it's simpler times.
2011, 2012.
But I haven't played PoE1 since Crucible League, so I've missed a bunch.
Oh wow, yeah, that was like 2022, I think. Around that.
Yeah, we were Apexing during that time.
Okay. All right. And then you refound it with PoE2, just started blasting, having a good time, I presume. 800 hours. Dude.
All the Apex, yeah, and that was like almost only in Sekimus.
Oh my god,
and,
what?
Yeah. We had started with a homebrew Ember Fusillade build. They bugged it in a random hotfix. Like they changed how wild shards interacted with Fusillade. Bricked my build. I raged, played Spark. It pissed me off so bad. I was like, all right, like they want to terrorize me like that. It's Spark time. I didn't like the projectile speed on Spark, so I made Widowhail Spark, which is a PoE1 build if you guys have ever seen that. It's really gross in that game. So we made a Widowhail Sparker in PoE2, and it was absolutely disgusting. Just stack quiver bonus, level 40 Spark. It was crazy.
Wow. Okay.
Financed everything with Sec. Only Sekimus.
Trial of Sekima Farmer up to 800 hours. Okay. Wow. So you know all the voice lines, all that stuff. You got it down pat at this point.
They're muted. We were a nerd. We were a nerd.
Okay.
I played with my game muted for the first 750 hours until I started streaming.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yep.
Okay. Your music choice is legendary, my friend. I remember I rated you a while back, and I thought you were playing PoE2, but you were actually doing a song session. I think Unwritten was being blasted.
Oh, banger. Legit banger.
I thought I was going to bed, and I sat there for the next like 2 minutes and 40 seconds listening to you sing Unwritten.
Yep, any of that. Party in the USA, 1,000 miles.
Is that a tradition for your ending of streams, or was that like a sub goal, or you just said, you know what, tonight we're singing some good mid 2000s songs? What happened there?
It started because I had an internet issue. My internet would go out at 7:30 p.m. every single day. So we made it like this goal. One day we're gonna get through the song. I'd start the song at 7:26, 7:27, and we never completed the song for like months. And then one day the internet made it through, and this is so funny because I never get to talk about it because obviously the stream is shut off and it's not back on for like sometimes an hour. But this silence of like your internet going out mid singing at the top of your lungs and your whole chat is quiet and the chat's not moving, your internet's turned off, your browser starts to time out, and you're just sitting there in silence by yourself. It was terrible, but one day the internet got fixed. We made it through the song, and that was how the tradition started.
Wow, it's a good one. It's a good one. I've never seen anybody do that, and it's so freaking entertaining.
You got to make fun of yourself sometimes. You got to look goofy on the internet.
Oh, 100%.
You got to troll.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, do you put out any troll videos, Prada? I'm looking at your catalog. Do you like put out troll videos ever? Like
I'll drop some lines in there that I know
yeah,
will make people
piss
mad.
off.
Engagement farm just a little bit, but
Nice.
it's like I'm not actually trying to get on anybody's butt. Like
Right.
I really do not care how anyone else plays the game. I don't care how bad the economy is. Like none of those things are factors. I don't do any crafting. I don't do like any hideout warrior related stuff. But I literally just gameplay blast. That's it.
So how would you what advice, because you give great advice, you know, I think at the end of your stream the other day you told everybody to go hug their family, and I once again I was like, holy wow, I've never heard any streamer say that. Oh my god, that's amazing advice, dude. Holy
Yeah,
crap,
you
good
got
advice.
to.
What advice would you give to people, because I know some of them are watching right now, who, I think a kind way to say it is, kind of crashed out over the whole economy and basically said, well, the economy's ruined, I can't play the game because the economy is ruined. Like, do you think just in their mind there's no playing anymore because an exploit occurred and it inflated everything, or do you think there is a way that you can kind of shift your perspective, so that if something like this happens to a game that you're otherwise enjoying, and it will happen in the future, guys, PoE2, like it happens in PoE1 constantly, it's going to happen in PoE2. Do you have any advice for how people can just still enjoy the game, kind of like you do?
I mean, 1000% believe that it's a mode of thinking. I think if everybody had like a deeper knowledge of the game, of course they would find some farm that they enjoy. They wouldn't get stuck behind anyways, but if we just assume that everybody's a casual, right? And then we've got a handful of people that are on stream in front of you that are just printing Infinity Divine, and you know, some people are so big they have like legitimate market influence. It's not like they're going out of their way to like, oh, I think this item's good, and then they're buying a bunch of it and reselling it to viewers or whatever. But like, it's obvious that if you got, you know, 10,000 viewers, you have a market advantage. Like you can just say an item's good and watch it go to the moon.
Right.
But I think you can exist within the trade league, but you're like adjacent to it, and not let feelings of falling behind creep in. You can humbly farm bases for dirt cheap, make a ton of currency. You don't need to do the temple, you don't need to do sec, you don't need to play anything you don't think is fun in order to finance a character. Like there's so many ways to make currency in the game. It's just like, obviously I know of the ways, so it's really easy for me to say. But like there's plenty of content out there where people are like, hey, I ran 500 of this, it cost me this much, I walked away with this much. Keep in mind there's some variance. And you just got to seek out the information. Nobody's going to get rich doing nothing. You know what I mean? You have to like interact with the game. You also don't need the best character. And like there's nothing in the game that says you have to like have a perfect item. You follow a build guide. You can't have any dead stats on your stuff. Like I've got personal friends that are not good at the game at all. They don't care how much currency some random streamer has. They play what they think is fun, irrespective of how much currency it makes. And yeah, not everything has to be like the most optimal, best divine per hour farm of all time that's ever existed. And most characters don't need, you know, a lot of currency to do pinnacle content if you just know what mods are good.
Right. I do think that it's a prevailing view amongst my personal friends too, that I've been playing a lot with this league, or just chatting with a lot this league in Discord. They're like, oh, all this is ridiculous. This is funny. That okay, I don't care though. I'm just gonna play what I find fun. I'm still getting plenty of upgrades and everything. It seems like when I read or watch videos about people stuck in progress, it's like what they're really stuck at is getting the best items in the game.
Yep.
Right? Like I know people are like, well, Rakiata's flow is one great example. That inflated massively. That is, by the number, is that not the best support gem in the entire game? That's like the chase of chase items,
if you're doing
right?
Ellie,
If you're doing Ellie?
I mean,
right?
if you're a crit build, Gaur Khan's is pretty good.
Yep, that's the one my brother's going for. But like those items, of course you can have that goal of going for them, but it's going to be hard, right? And I think it will, I don't know. Last league, it was pretty easy. I feel like this league, it's quite a bit harder with the inflation. But sometimes I feel like items are kind of, they will be out of reach in some scenarios unless you get really lucky. And that's what creates a little bit of the mystique for those items in Trade League, right?
That's the thing is you can always farm it. Like Rakiatas and Garukans are very funny examples of like I think both
Find the
of them
map.
are 1 in 6 drop rate.
Yes, find the
Find the
map.
map. Find the map. You can literally run a white map on it. No mods, no pressure. The boss isn't going to be any harder than it needs to be. And you've got a 1 in 6 like anybody else. If people can get it in SSF, like every league, you know, there's nothing stopping you. You've obviously got a better character with access to trade. But the main thing is like, if you're ever not confident in your ability to like stomp the game, all you have to do is press P, I, and G. And you've got this massive passive tree, an inventory full of gear, and a 5 support gems per item, right? Or per skill. And if you can't use those to figure it out, you gotta lock in, right?
Yeah.
Like most of the character power in this game does not come from your tree. This isn't PoE1
Right.
with cluster jewels. Like you just need gear. Prefixes. Most of the weapons in the game, if you're on the right side of the tree, you need like 2 prefixes and crit, and you're good to go.
Yep.
Everything else is like extra, and you upgrade it when you can. But once you've taken the pill of like my reses need to be perfectly capped, some people overcap. I need rarity, and I need these 3 suffixes and these 3 prefixes. All of a sudden, you look at the price of that item; it's 25 div.
Yeah.
And it's like you drop one of the suffixes, you lower the tier of one of your prefixes, and it's 9. And I think if people had like a better understanding of the trade website, maybe there's like a major skill gap there. People set up live searches and get super nerdy and cringe with it. But like if people just knew that none of these things were nearly as important as people say they are, then your character would be
Right.
online for a lot cheaper. But
Yeah. I wonder if that's the next big thing they can add to in-game trade as a pseudo price checker, or just some way to help players understand this, because that's something that I learned this league. Because I honestly, this character I have is probably my most powerful in PoE2 thus far, and it was actually one of my friends who big fan of yours, by the way, Prada. He loves your
Let's
stuff.
go.
Yeah. He showed me like, dude, you just do these little like you can sort by the scaling of the mod. If you like click on the mod in search, and if you just edit out this, it'll probably drop by a few divine arts. Very particular with trades, and he's able to find like, I think what was it, maybe 2 weeks ago, 900 DPS talismans for like 3 div. And I'm like, what the actual heck, man? That's crazy. Because my brother was looking at the same talismans, basically. They're not the same talismans, but like the same mods, but different tiers. And he's like, the next upgrade is 55 div. What are you talking about, dude? What's going on?
Like, if we're using like flat fizz, increase fizz, hybrid fizz as our example, right? Something like T2, T2, T2 might be worse than T1, T3, T3 if it's like the right assortment of stats and they're divved well.
Yep.
And a lot of these items are corrupted now, so like it's not like you're gonna go in and change them anyways. But dude, there are so many great items that are like a singular omen of light away from being insane, or like a 1 in 3 gamble with the desecrate on your suffix away from being insane.
Right.
And you know, if you just got to be mindful that you can search for items that don't have any desecrations on them that aren't corrupted, and there's like an entire market of items where maybe you need this scepter and it's got reduced attribute requirements on it, and it's got like tier +4 fractured minion levels. And there's like a 50-50 between a good suffix and the dead stat, and it's like a 50-50 for 2 div that could make your item 50.
Yep.
Like you're taking that any day of the week, right? You would run that over and over and over and over until you win and still make money, right?
Right.
But
this is all things I'm learning this league, man. Honestly, like it's opening up my eyes a little bit. So just minor crafting on your items and just knowing how to spot stuff can make you way more wealthy. It's
also
wild.
just gambling. Like I know it's cliche, but you gotta take a risk. This is not real life, you know? What's the worst case scenario? You gotta go run another 3 maps or something to make your currency back? Like you got nothing to lose.
Dude,
your upside is almost always greater than, you know.
I have no balls, dude. I've not valled a single item this league. No balls here, dude. My friends,
the age-old method.
Go for it.
You just you wait until you have an upgrade, and then you vol the old one, and sometimes the old one's better. And then if you win on the old one and it's better than your new one, then you have to vol the new one now. You got 2 corrupted items.
Yeah, I have so many items I could corrupt, dude. Maybe I'll go and do that, because I do keep all my old upgrades in a tab, so I'll just go through, boom, 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 and I'll just go and bottle them all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully that goes well. We'll see. Okay, Prada, another thing that I've seen a lot in my own comments when, every time I say, oh, yeah, I'm going to talk to Prada soon, or I watched this Prada video, blah, blah, blah. People are like, you and Prada seem to have almost the same views. Just Prada's like so direct. He trolls sometimes, sometimes he cusses. He's just like super real, where you're kind of like buttoned up and like very professional. It's so fascinating to see. So I don't know if you watch any of my videos. I don't know if you know like my opinions on the game, but would you say that's accurate? Like, are we both just genuinely kind of positive?
I'm tapped in.
I
haven't seen every single one, but I listened.
way.
I listened to the Connor one. The Connor one was sick.
Yep.
That was a great one. I like the Rax one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The only thing I really harp on and am like have a negative outlook on is just people complaining. Like, I feel like outside of that, I think the community is great. I think we all want the game to be good. I think everybody has a different idea of what a good game looks like, and we might argue, on that front till the sun comes up. But for the most part, I think all of us want this game to be good. I think people want this game to have elements from the previous game that they thought were great, just ported over directly, 1-to-1. I think people enjoy that this game is a little more difficult. Not in the sense that, like, how do I explain this? Your character in PoE1 is stronger early if you know what you're doing. If you've got 10 years in that game, you can't make a bad character. And in that game, it's a little different too, because you make a character specific for the content you're running. And in this game, you make a character that can do everything, and it's like easy. Like, that element is definitely easy. But I think that people I think the campaign is well received from casuals and everybody. And when they made it a little bit harder, people, 0.2, that was funny. If you tried to make a homebrew, if you tried to play minions in 0.2, you probably uninstalled the game. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird because there's this like balancing act that the devs have to do. They've learned over the years that like if you just nerf a skill directly, people cry. Like the first thing people do when the patch notes come out, Control F, type in their favorite skill. They've got their league starter. They know what they want to play. They see that lightning arrow gets axed, they're going crazy, right?
Right.
But now that with all these new support gems and like the ranges on them can just be adjusted to whatever, they can drop the proj on proj speed 3, down the multiplier from 1.4 to 1.2, and it would like directly nerf a ton of characters, but it's not as bad as watching Spark lose literal damage on the gem, right?
Yeah.
And I think they're cognizant of that, and now they can safely balance the game and do the whack-a-mole of like, oh, OP build, whack-a-mole, and then a new one pops up. And it doesn't receive, as much of an outrage at the beginning, because if you've listened to what other people have to say when those patch notes come out, it's just a doom fest. Not even gonna play this league. It's terrible. Read the patch notes. Chat, what do we think of this? Yeah, screw this. Like, very circular. Like,
I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I don't know.
I mean, we use the B word a lot. It's just incessant B wording. I don't know if I'm allowed to drop that on
cuss.
here, but
you can cuss. Go
yeah,
for it,
it's just bitching. It's just gamer bitching. That's all it is.
Right. Okay. So I did bitch a little bit this league. I will be fair. I got filtered by some RNG, and I quit for a whole week, dude. And I had like a little bit of a mindset shift. I came back, and now I'm like addicted, and it's bad. I'm pulling what you said. I come in here, I turn off all the lights, and I just have the light of my monitor lighting up this room. And I had some 2 a.m. days. Monitor 10. See, I'm a little 10 right now. I had some like 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. days where my wife would like stumble in and she'd be like, "Are you coming? What are you doing? What's going on?" I'm like, "I'm fighting at Zeri. I'm literally at Zeri right now. It's so cool." It got me. I wonder if some people might benefit from a little bit of a break. Absence makes the heart grow fonder,
Oh yeah.
So the virtue signaling of chat, do we even play this league? Chat, crap league?
Is this even worth downloading? Just uninstall the game right now.
Should I update? I can open up room my SSD for I don't know what game. Megabonk. There you go.
I mean, that doesn't mean that you need to be like, supremely positive the entire time. You can have valid criticisms of the game, but like, imagine a world where people would like suggest solutions. Obviously, as like a streamer or something, it's not your job. Like, somebody is getting paid to do this, right? And when you're asked a question about, do you think this league is good or bad? and you're emotional, the first thing you're gonna say is it's dog shit. And that's just how the internet works now, where it's just like,
Right.
it's not even the internet, it's kind of real life
It's
too.
real life, dude.
Everything is super extreme and absolute, and it's either a perfect league or it's dog shit, and there's nothing in between. As far as like describing it goes, right?
There's no nuance, man. There's no nuance, and people get so mad when I point that out, you know?
And
you're right, it's in
clicking
real
on
life
a video that says this league's all right. They're clicking on the video where the face on the thumbnail is like crying, screaming, smiling. You know
or it's
what
a goblin. I see you're a goblin fan.
Banger.
What a skin, man.
But
no, you're right.
You can be critical of the game. You can do your clip farms, but like ultimately, I think I hate the term influencer because it's like we're playing a video game. But you definitely got to be responsible with your brand. And if you're at the stage where like you're a big enough streamer, somebody's in your chat like debating on whether or not they should buy the game for the first time, and you're like a lifelong ARPG blaster, and you're in this person's ear that's just like would have a great time. Probably the best $30 he's ever gonna spend on a video game is PoE2 if he just like buys the game and plays it. And if he doesn't interact with content and just does his own thing, he'll have a blast. The blind playthrough is undefeated.
That's the way.
But somebody pulls up to a chat, somebody's malding after reading patch notes, you know, day before league drops, 2 days before league drops, and you're like incentivizing people to not purchase the game, not play the game. And it's just like, you can get 400 hours out of this game easily as a casual. Easily.
Oh, yeah.
And not think anything negative about the game. You can be hard stuck in the campaign every league, and, you know, it's not doomsday. But the second you watch people start blasting, you start comparing yourself to that, you look at your character and then you look at their screen, and those feelings set in of like, why am I playing? And it's doom shit. It's all doom. But nobody says it has to be that way, right?
No.
Make your own character.
Fight against it.
No expectation.
That's why I love your videos. You fight against it. Your videos you apologize for. It's going to be a bit of a yap session. It's going to, you know, it's fine. That's totally fine. It's good.
There's also like a huge theme in these games of like, there's like a fear mongering that goes on. This is more so true in PoE 1 than 2, but like in this game, you do not need to follow a build guide. You can make it to T15 on a legit burger character. And if you don't look at what anyone else is doing, you wouldn't even know that your character is bad. It's not that difficult. We try to encourage people to make their own stuff, but there's like a fear mongering of like, oh, you're a first time player, just follow this player, this player, this player.
Total crap.
Pick which build you, and it's like the ARPG fantasy is lost. If you're like, you know, the kind of guy that wants to play barbarian in Diablo, and you see warrior in this game, and then somebody tells you, oh, don't even bother, you've got to play lightning arrow in 0.3, like you have no choice, you got to use a bow and arrow, you got to play this character this way, and it's like you've lost your fun factor is like you thought the invoker was sick and you want to play monk, and somebody told you quarterstaff skills are bad, so you don't play the monk. Someone said don't even bother with hollow palm, play poison burst. It's like,
yeah, it kills the bright in their eyes. Like the curiosity's gone. I hate that. I totally agree with you.
And then they burn out.
Yes. This game, I am living proof. I'm about to, like, I think maybe tonight, kill Uber Arbiter with a self-made build. I have been playing a long time, but I'm not like a mathematician. I do not use POB. I just make my own thing in game. Dude, this game you can do that, and people should encourage others to do that and not push them into video games. I know, you know,
it's fear mongering.
It's
all fear mongering. Oh, dude, you're gonna get destroyed. Don't even bother. Just play this. And it's like you can literally make a character in this game off of vibes. You don't even need your first 5 characters. You don't even need to touch POB.
Yep.
You look at the support gems and pick the first 3 that sound good before you get a perfect Jewel's Orb, and you're good to go.
Yep.
Like it's not obviously some skills inherently are stronger than others. The synergies are more obvious to a new player. Like stacking Fizz is straightforward, right? And then you look at a gem like Heft and you're like, well, I only do Fizz, so this looks good. But it's like, there's nothing stopping you from giving it a shot. Your 5th character is going to be better than your 1st, and your 10th character is going to be better than your 5th. And if you never start making your own build, you lose. Like, that's like half the game to me.
Yep.
Half the game to me is like, I have this idea of what skill I want to use. It looks fun. I want to use this for hours. I figure out what the best way to do it is. When you really care and you're in a position where you're like sharing your builds with others, you owe them a good character. Like, I'm not uploading a video on a character that I wouldn't recommend to people.
Right.
So, like, obviously I'm playing by different rules here. For you and what you're playing, you're not responsible to anybody. You just play whatever you think looks cool. That's all you have to do. And it will be more fun that way. You will have more fun playing a worse character than something super bis meta perfect. And you have to compete with 10,000 different people for this bow and this quiver. And you could have just played what you thought was sick. You could have just rocked whatever ascendancy you thought was cool, whatever weapons you thought were cool, whatever skill you thought was cool. And who cares if you're less efficient?
Yeah, that's
The game isn't like taxing you at the end of the, play session like, oh, you didn't make your 10 div today, you can't play anymore. Like, literally does not matter. Do whatever you want.
Focus on fun. Don't listen to what others tell you is fun. Seriously.
I mean, isn't it crazy that in this video game that is so popular, there's like an issue of people like not having fun, and the entire game is about playing however you want to play? It's like if somebody said, "How is Grand Theft Auto 5 any fun?" Like, what are you talking about, dude? You do whatever you want in the video game. You can play this game 50,000 different ways, any character you want, the weapons can be used on any character. You can use a quarterstaff on an oracle. I don't know if it's any good. I haven't tried to do it. But you can use a bow on the whole right side of the tree. You can play Abyssal Lich and use a spear. Like, there's nothing stopping you from getting creative with your build making.
It's like the whole competitive gaming culture. Like, everybody feels like they need to compete. I think that we said this at the beginning, to be the best. They think they can be the best and they need to compete to be the best. And if they're not the best or in the running to be the best, then why even play?
We dropped an entire video on that premise. Like, the most important thing you can do for your fun factor is just like be honest with yourself and identify what kind of player you are. Not what kind of player you want to be in the future.
Yes.
Like, what are you right now? Are you a casual? Like, the example I give pretty often is like, we all have a friend that plays FPS games that swears he's competitive and he wants to win in ranked and climb, and all he does is not use his mic, blame his teammates, accuse the enemy team of cheating or smurfing, and it's like a coping mechanism to not, like, obviously that guy's not competitive. If you want to climb, you'll climb. You'll record your VODs, you'll look over what you're doing wrong. This game is no different. Obviously you'd use different tools to do that, but it's like, you've got how many YouTube videos to improve at the game, you've got how many build guides that you can look at and take ideas from, you've got PoE2 Ninja. You can look at what's valuable on the trade website and figure out what people are using. Like, there's like 50 billion resources to improve, and maybe you're not that kind of player. Maybe you don't want to get better, maybe you don't want to be more knowledgeable, and guess what? The game isn't all that difficult if you just apply yourself, right?
Yeah.
You only need to know so much. There's some people that have only played Warrior since this game came out. They know everything about that side of the tree. And every league they're going to make a warrior, irrespective of buffs or nerfs. And they're going to stack life, irrespective of buffs or nerfs. And they're having a blast. And they're not complaining. It's like, if you're being pulled in 55 directions and you're being told you need to play all these characters that you're not necessarily interested in, and you got to play this content that you're not necessarily interested in, now you're playing Sekimus on a ranger, or you're farming for a Temporalis on a character you don't even want to play.
Oh.
And it's like,
stop. You're making me
of course
depressed.
you're not having any fun. Of course you're not having any fun.
Oh, dude. No, you're making me sad because I think a lot of people
None of the
feel
thinking
that way.
was done. Yeah,
No.
you didn't do any of the thinking for yourself. You're playing the game how somebody else told you to play. And they didn't buy the $30 game for you.
Yep. Yeah.
You spent $30 on a game to be told how to play it. And no wonder you're not having the time of your life.
Yep. Dude, you're so right. I remember vividly when PoE2 launched back in December. Like, the hype was unreal. So many players, everybody was watching streams and everything. And I remember as the queues opened, I told everybody, all right, thanks for watching. Get the heck out. I'm going to be live for drops, but do not watch my stream. The best thing you can do is leave Twitch. Okay, go put Twitch on your phone, but do not watch my stream. Go in blind, play it yourself, have a blast, go through the campaign, go into endgame, progress yourself. Follow no build guides. Don't look at Reddit. Don't look at our Discord.
Yeah.
Just play the game for yourself. Your experience will be 100 times better. And I think I lost like 30% of my viewers at that point, but I was like, let's freaking go. That's the way to do it. Yeah. That is how I would play. 100%.
Obviously, the game could do a much, much better job at explaining like certain things, right?
Yeah.
Support gems are a big one. Whenever I'm looking at viewer builds, the two things that are just effortless to pick apart and say, okay, this is just not operational. Like this doesn't work with what you're trying to accomplish is the tree and the support gems. Like everybody knows how to get good gear. You know what a better weapon than the one you have looks like. You know that these boots with 35 move speed are better than these boots with 15. Like it's straightforward. There's only 6 mods on each of these items, right?
Right.
But the tree is like the place where everything's inefficient. People have like improper pathing, and there's just like you can literally pull water from stone in that tree. And the same can be said of the support gems. Some people are using support gems that don't even do anything, and they just forget about them and never check them. And that's like 50% of the player base. Is like
Right.
they're using supports that are literally not doing anything with their skill, and you're losing like insane character. Your support gems can like 2.5x your damage on certain characters.
Yes.
In
Easily.
accordance with your tree, right?
Yep. Yeah. I think that's that's one of the things that I'm currently a little disappointed with PoE2 was that they did have that opportunity from PoE1 to make sure that everything is clearly explained in game so you don't have to rely on external resources. And while obviously it's better, like, I mean, they showcase the gems in game. You have your glossary system. All that is great. You can see what changes occur when you allocate a node on the tree. Cool. But yeah, you're right. The gems still aren't, accurately saying what they do. There are some, like Hourglass support, I don't think works on Walking Calamity, even though it says it does.
Yeah.
And there are all these odd interactions that people won't realize or understand. Crafting is another one. We've talked about how if you understand like what bones do and what suffixes and prefixes are and what mods are in each pool, you can make great items easily. But I think a lot of people just don't even have that level of knowledge, unfortunately, because it's not really in game unless you memorize it, right?
Ultimately, the item doesn't even need to be great. It just needs to be better than what you have. And if you're like the type of player that thinks you need the best gear in the game and your character is trash right now because you don't have it, then guess what? You have the easiest upgrade path ever. You look at your worst gear slot and you have to improve an item that you say is terrible, right? So it's like, instead of going out and buying the item for 50 div, you can do the math on like, this is what the currency costs to try to gamble on these that are 1 mod away from that. And you can EV it that way and save a ton of currency. But yeah, and also there's like this, as far as like character building goes, there's this like crazy fixation with the tooltip. The tooltip does everything that it's supposed to do, right? Like there are interactions in the tooltip that don't reflect in the number because they're conditional. For example, you're running CI, you've got a companion, and Minion Pack 2 doesn't reflect as a 1.35x multiplier on your tooltip because it's conditional in the event that you have a companion, in the event that you can subtract whatever life you have from it, then you'll get the multiplicative damage. It's in the blue lines, but it's not in the number. And somebody sockets that, they watch the number not go up, and then they put in something suboptimal. And it's like, it's also not telling you any of the interactions with the monsters, because the monsters are their own thing, and your character is its own thing. So it's like, it's a tool tip. Like, this is generally what kind of damage you're going to be dealing. Then you throw it in POB and you find out you're doing 5 times that damage because Twister doesn't benefit from tooltip for 4 of its support gems. It doesn't do the math on that you're standing within 3 whirling slash spears or circles, whatever, and you picked up a lightning infusion off the ground. None of those things are reflected in it, right? And it's like certain skills suffer really bad from that, where people look at somebody with mirror tier gear and then they look at theirs, and it's like your characters are actually only 20% damage difference apart. You just can't tell because the tooltip number, obviously it scales really hard the more stuff you have, but it's a complete scam. And that doesn't mean that you should never use it, but like something like skill effect duration might be way more damage for your skill than something that gives you, a 1.25x multiplier on Ellie. You never know. You got to go check, but
that's something that just a big upgrade with my character this league was swapping to the Arbiter gloves, and it made no real tool difference between, like, I lost DPS from swapping from other gloves which had like attack on them and everything, and attack speed, blah blah blah, but the difference is so substantial because it relies on just getting that stun 2 times faster and then dealing 23% more damage. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's just all these interactions that people it's absent from their minds, right?
Yeah,
or
like
they just don't know.
The gem you mentioned earlier, like Rocky out of Slowed, doesn't reflect in your tooltip at all.
No, it doesn't.
And then you go check it in POB and it's Thanos OP. It's
like, dude, I sold that last league.
People are using it.
I was on an Ice Strike Hollow Palm technique and I sold Rocky on his flow because it didn't change the tooltip, dude. Oh my god, it was so bad. And then I went and tried to kill, T3 bosses, and I was like, man, why am I not doing enough
Yeah, if
damage?
only I had a way to one-shot Zesht right now.
Literally, dude,
Yeah.
So, disastrous. Okay, you've put out a lot of builds, Prada. I'm curious, worst build you've played. Do you have one that tops the charts?
Worst build I've played that I made, or worst build I've played that was somebody else's idea?
Ooh, that's such a good question. I want to hear your worst build.
Because I'll put a build on blast. I don't care.
Let's do both. Your worst build and then someone else's worst build. I want to name and shame.
Okay, let's just start this with the context of like, I'm making characters to recommend them to people to share my ideas. I will never put out a build that I'm not confident in because I know what it's like. I've got friends that have gotten owned listening to what somebody has to say about it. Like, I'll tell you that this character is going to cost you at least this much currency.
Right.
And retroactively, you can watch a video from a month ago and I said 30 div and it's not 30 div anymore. But like, obviously that gets timestamped in the video. So nothing I can do about that.
Right.
But I played a Essence Drain Contagion Abyssal Lich with a Bone Shatter weapon swap to move really fast. So we were moving with attack speed. And I'm like, all right, I want to get this clear insane. So first thing I did, Palm of the Dreamer. Palm of the Dreamer, because it's a character buff, is only active when you're in the weapon slot that has Palm of the Dreamer. So when I would swap to Bone Shatter, which is a single-handed mace that benefits from a keystone, bottom right corner, it's Dance with Death. All of a sudden, I don't have my Gloom Shrine effect from the Palm of the Dreamer. And that made me so mad because I had this character moving like so fast, but because Essence Drain was a dot, the monsters don't die instantly. So you would send out the Essence Drain, and the dot would start killing the monster. And you would think, all right, Palm of the Dreamer is going to blow up my entire screen in a second. The second you weapon swap, you lose your Gloom Shrine, so you don't get the detonation. That interaction made me so mad. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to use the Palm of the Dreamer on both weapon sets. I'm going to lock it in, and I'm just going to deal with being slower. Every day, malding. And then I go run a Simulacrum, and I find out that the Palm of the Dreamer doesn't even work against the delirious monsters. And I had a feeling that it wasn't working with them. The character was a super blaster, by the way. It just like that interaction, disgusting. Made me so mad. And I'm like, yeah, I guess the Simulacrum mobs don't work in here, whatever. Go run a sim, it doesn't. And I'm like, okay, Essence Drain is the worst skill of all. Like, this is terrible. I'm not running a Blasphemy setup to get them to detonate because I'm using Abyssal Lich with prod speed and AoE. And yeah, that character, disgusting. Dang. Lightning Spear, not a fan. Outside of that, least favorite I've ever played that was someone else's idea.
Yeah.
I think before Spark Blood Mage had like Temp in it, Temporalis, I played like a viewer quit League, gave me his gear, told me to roll into the character, already had one, said, all right, whatever. That build, hated it, too slow, not tanky enough. In Stat Stacker in 0.1 compared to the character I was playing before that just felt terrible. Right. That also used attack speed to move. It used Tempest Flurry.
Yep, I remember.
A lot of people like that character, but I was on a Temporalis with a Widowhail Spark. Like, that shit was terrible compared to that. But outside of that, now I just know not to roll into something that I'm not going to like. I took a risk with the Essence Drain. Everyone vouched for it and was like, the character's slow, you're going to hate it. And then I made it fast and I still hated it. So
yeah.
That's got to be my least favorite skill.
Okay. Essence Drain hater.
Hate it.
Best build you've played in PoE2. What is it?
0.1, Temporalis, Widowhail Spark, 55 jewel slots, adorned at 100%. Not literally 55. It was like 13 or 14 or something.
God, I was like, I'm so confused right now.
Yeah, we stacked
did I play PoE2?
Quiver bonus emeralds on corrupted magic jewels, and they rolled to 15%, so you could double that. And we would run a Widowhail with 300% on it, and our quiver was a penetrating quiver, so it had 100% pierce, and it had 46 projectile speed with +2 to projectile skills. So we had a level 40 spark with 800% pierce and like 450 projectile speed. Disgusting. And we're just Temporalis blinking everywhere.
That
It
is
was like the
disgusting.
only build that league that was moving as fast as Auto Bomber and killing everything. Like it was gross.
That's pretty
And didn't
sick.
use crit, which was kind of funny.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I'm looking at your page. Why no Druid build this league? What's going on? Why aren't you playing any Druid? What's happening? You don't like
okay,
shapeshifting? Come on.
I have plans. I have
Oh.
Talisman plans, but I'm not gonna play Druid.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it on a different ascendancy on a different side of the tree.
What talisman? What's looking good to you? Anyone? Which form?
You mean like what shape?
Which form? Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I was gonna do the wolf, and then somebody made one that was really good, and I was like, all right, well that was pretty much my idea with the ice Herald of Ice. I was gonna Abyssal Lich on the wolf and scale AOE really hard and get like crazy Herald of Ice pops that took up like the whole screen, but somebody made one that was pretty similar, so that idea I don't want to do it if somebody else already did it, so. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. The Coming Calamity stuff turned out pretty good, right? Like,
yeah.
Walking
Calamity.
That was pretty. Walking Calamity. Yeah.
It's sick.
The bear builds look pretty nuts. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, bear's fun.
I don't know what Wyvern's got going on. I mean, any of these characters, like, I feel like people don't play Wyvern just because it's the slowest one, right? Like,
all my friends are playing Wyvern. They're all because they can blow up bosses. I think they have trouble bossing. Yeah, Oil Barrage. Yeah. It's disgusting. Oil Barrage and the Flame Breath. It's crazy.
You could definitely do some bone chatter stuff on the Wyvern if you can just figure out like a good way to clear with it. I don't think that would be too impossible. Yeah, I'd have to relook at what the Wyvern skills got going on, but
the clear is rough on Wyvern. Honestly, I'm not a fan because
really
most of the time I see it's with the Flame Breath, and I'm like, but that's not great.
Yeah, I'm not messing with the Flame Breath.
Yeah, I don't think
it looks cool.
If you didn't like Essence Drain, bro, you're not gonna like Flame Breath. That's a little slower. So, okay. So is speed what you go for when you make builds? Is that like number one thing? Honestly, is that what?
I have like a priority in my head.
Okay.
First thing I think of is like, what skill am I trying to use for hundreds of hours? If I can't use the skill and I don't think the interaction is fun, like immediately not gonna play it, or revisit it at a different time when something gets added. But all I think makes a good build, in my opinion, is like you can clear as fast as you can move, right?
Okay.
However fast that is up to you. Like some characters aren't fast enough for people, whatever. To me, I like to move really quick. I just want to be able to clear as fast as I can move, and I don't want to die ever. I feel like if your character has triple-digit deaths and you play this game for thousands of hours, you're doing something wrong.
Hey.
If you're making your own builds and recommending them to people, you can't be triple-digit deaths on your builds.
I'm at 1, 2, 3.
If you're releasing them to the public, like, there's got to be a way where you die, not that often. So I'm stacking defenses, probably using more points in the tree than most people. But yeah, I'm a big fan of CI. I try to get CI in everything I can just to save me some suffixes. But I like top. If you just cut the tree in half from the center, I like the right side of the tree. So I play casters, move to the right with the tree usually. Witch Hunter, move to the right with the tree usually. Big fan of crit. But yeah, all my characters just happen to be fast because I know how to go fast. But I would play a slow character if it was like good at something else. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, the bear. I before I saw Cocaine Bear, I'd say it's slow, feels pretty good, but I've seen people with Rampage just zooming with the reverse chill tech. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that stuff is pretty gross.
It's crazy. You clear as fast as you move.
Yeah. You can take things like Bone Shatter, which are just inherently fast. All you need is a weapon swap, and also do the chill tech today. We were messing with that today, and you're just like twice as fast. You've got like something like 12 attacks per second, and you're just flying. But then you got to make a skill that can move as fast as you can move, or else you're moving quick and then stopping, moving quick and then stopping, moving quick and then stopping, right?
Okay. Right. Okay, Prada. I always ask this PoE2 question to everybody that comes on my pod. If you were, imagine you have gray hair. Maybe you have gray hair. I don't know. You could have gray hair. We don't know. We have no idea.
2000, just gray haired out.
There you go. Okay. You got gray hair and you become the game director of PoE2. What would you add to the game next patch? Could be something tiny. Could be something huge. What's your dream?
This is a funny question because I get asked this a lot.
Oh, sick.
And this is like the first time in my life I've played a game where I'm like good enough at the game. I feel like I have opinions that are like, worth something at least.
Sick.
And I'm like, these developers don't play that. Every other game I've ever played, I'm like, there's no way a developer played this, interacted with this in any capacity. I refuse to believe it. They gave this to the playtesters and the interns. Nothing's balanced. This is all corporate garbage trying to make as much money as possible. This is the first game I've ever played where I feel like they actually play their video game. And they're not just trying to milk you for as much money as they can. And no, I'm just playing. Delve in the game. We need more difficult content. Single player mode, something like there is SSF in the game, but I liked the D2 scale your party size for more XP and loot. If you've ever played Diablo 2, like you're playing offline, you can just make it so that the game logic thinks that there's 4 players in your party, and it just like makes the game infinitely more fun. You level a lot quicker. Like, I think things like that where you could like scale a difficulty, you're not competing with anybody in SSF, right? Like people like the badge of honor of like, I played SSF, but you can play that way in Trade League too and just like buy the annoying items if you want. But no, I genuinely do think we got a good set of devs and they're not trying to bleed us for everything they can. And honestly, like the coolest thing to me was that they re-added Abyss, which was like backtracky in PoE1 and just made it goated in this. 0.3 was like, that's something I didn't even think of. They need to cook that way. Everyone's always talking about add this from this game. Like, I like content that scales with difficulty, and it's like the better your character, the further you go, and there's like some sense of like progression going on there, like forever, and you can just infinitely play that. Like, but let them cook new mechanics. Obviously, we're at this stage of the game where they're just throwing in like what they know people like already, but something new. I don't know how people felt about Breach though. PoE1 Breach got a rework.
Well, I liked it, but I guess people didn't. I liked it because I could get really good items from the tree.
Yep. Week 1, that was what I was hearing. Tree is goated. The walls suck. The tower defense part sucks.
Also
and
sucks.
It's like,
didn't like Blight.
Some people love it though. Some
do.
people, Blight's their favorite content. They put
I
it
know.
on everything. They juice it every league.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of things like Heist, but like, why not just throw it in? Like, how difficult?
A variety.
Just port it in.
Just a variety of stuff
King's
in.
March. Throw that in, boom, instantly. I think they've already hinted that these things are going to exist, right? Like, there's no way they don't add those. They worked on them so hard.
Oh yeah,
but
they
like,
have to.
Even if I wouldn't interact with it, just throw it in the game.
Yep.
I don't know how much dev time this is going to take, but get it in there. Take out all the annoying stuff that people don't like. Maybe some game mode that's similar to Delve, where it's like the floors descend. The further you go, the harder it gets. Like, I want a T10 simulacrum. Like, screw it. You don't even need to make the drops better. Just let me play it over and over and over.
Push your characters. That's one thing with the temple that I heard, that you could push them pretty high. So they challenged your characters, which is cool. It added a little bit of aspirational content to the game.
They can stack effectiveness really hard, and the monsters have like insane health. Yeah, and that reflects in quant too. That's why they're dropping so much stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I like those. I like the aspirational content and just something new. I don't know if they'll do that until PoE2 is in 1.0, which will probably be like end of year, maybe next year, something like that.
I was gonna say, do we know how many 0.X's we're gonna get before release?
No, they keep saying until people are satisfied and the campaign's finished. And I don't know what I tried to ask him once, what is your definition of satisfaction? And he's just like, people have to be happy. And I'm like, all right, dude, let's do it. Okay.
I mean, dude, there's content in the game that like very few players are interacting with. Like, I don't know how many people are blasting Expedition outside of the fact that it's just good currency, right?
It's good currency, and it's good. I think, what is it? Uhtred's Omen is like crazy expensive. The boss, farming the boss is like
Olroth.
Olroth. Yeah, people love that.
But he was neglected for the first however long. Like, nobody was playing that. Everybody would rather play, People don't want to go play logbooks, because if you're in a logbook, that means you're not in a map. And when you're in a map, you get to do this content, and just blast on cooldown.
Yeah. They need to make them a little bit more, I think, more exciting. I get the variety, but I just feel like the logbooks especially lack that excitement factor. That
you don't like running around placing bombs?
No, dude. Dude. Making the one big bomb on maps made me like Expedition 10 times more. Just allocating that node in the tree. Oh.
Sekimus is not, or if you want to use PoE1 as your example too, like Sanctum in general,
Yeah.
like obviously that content isn't changing very much, but there's something in your brain when you're playing it where like you're optimizing, and it's more so about doing this as fast as possible. And you're obviously only here for currency because like
Right.
how fun can it be to kill this boss 600 times in a row? But like there's like a motive that's going on in your head where you're like, okay, I'm doing this like significantly faster than I was before.
Yeah.
I'm getting these relics that make my movement speed this much quicker. I've got all these floors memorized, and there's like still some element of improvement that like keeps you going.
Right.
But then there's content where it's like Trial of Chaos is notorious for just there's like multiple rooms that are just no matter how good your character is, you're stuck for a minute 20 in this room.
Right.
No matter how fast your character is, this statue is only going to move at this speed. It doesn't matter if you kill everything faster. It doesn't matter how long you've been under the statue. Like, I think it should have some progressive scaling. Like, if you're under the statue for this long, it just starts moving faster and faster and faster. Even just, like, removing the animation where it drops to the floor. Like, why do we need it to pick back up to stay in this room, this hallway that's got 30 monsters in it?
Right.
Like
the vibes.
Let it scale with endgame. Yeah, make it way faster when you're in eye level 80 areas, right?
That's why I didn't like Keepers of the Flame, the League mechanic, because 2 out of 3 of them were dependent on just wave-based combat. So you're just sitting there waiting. You're
AFK,
not moving.
Yeah.
The forward progress is big. I like the movement.
You could play Subway Surfers on your phone,
right?
And
I don't
one
like
button
that.
build while you play,
right?
Like, yeah, it's not interactive.
That's exactly it. So
and it's not going to get any faster no matter how many times you play it.
No matter how powerful you get, right?
Yep.
Right.
And that's not true of the content that people like. People want to blast maps. You can always improve your character. People want a boss kill. You can always kill the boss faster and optimize. And we're nerds, and that's what we do. And it's like there are things in the game where you can't optimize it any better. Like you can play Expedition and place better bombs, I guess. But like once you know which ones are bad, there's no real skill gap there. You just don't click on the one that says monsters are immune to lightning damage when you're playing Spark.
That's an easy one. Okay, Prada, I have some non-PoE2 questions, if you will.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Okay, hell yeah, let's do this. Okay, favorite game in childhood. What was your favorite game, dude?
Favorite game in childhood?
Yeah, you said you were born in 2000.
What age are we talking here?
0 to 18.
Before I had internet?
0 to 18.
Okay. Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Easy.
Okay.
Xbox 360.
I was going to ask.
Yeah. That I don't think you can. I think everybody that missed that era of gaming is like worse. Like I think you're all worse people. If you didn't play Modern Warfare 2, you missed out. That was like the game. You get on there, you get terrorized, you get screamed at, you get called words that you should never repeat, and you get off and you're like, yeah, but I was top frag though. Like I had 12 kills in that S&D match. Like you can't say shit to me. Check the scoreboard. I can't hear you down there. Like you're getting DDoSed if you play too well. Like it was perfect, legit perfect gaming environment. You're getting screamed at and hit offline if you're too good at the game. Can't beat it. You can't beat it.
All right, dude. I want to make an admission to you that I did not
never
play Modern Warfare 2.
I knew you were gonna say it. No.
Okay, my parents. Okay, so here's the FPS issue with my parents. So they didn't let me play first-person shooters, except I played Black Ops on the Wii.
Oh no! Throw it out the window,
dude. You had to point. You had to point to aim with the Wii pointer, dude, and you had your little joystick. I vividly remember this. That was the only Call of Duty I was allowed to play while I was at my parents'
Zombies house. Though Zombies and BO1 was great.
We played Zombies. I remember playing Zombies.
This is before my first ever. I got internet in 2011. First time I owned my console. Before that, I was PlayStation 2 offline only gamer. Never got to play Star Wars Battlefront online. Never played a video game online. Got Black Ops 1. Was so excited to play with my friends. Was like, I got the Xbox Live card ready to go. And you're at that age where you just like don't conceptualize that you don't have internet in your apartment. And we had no internet. So I'm playing offline against bots in Nuketown and single-player zombies until we get internet to play.
Let's go.
But zombies is crazy. Trying to get round 20 when you're 11 years old, like that's probably the most difficult thing you've done in your life up to that point.
My friend in the chat just pointed out that I illegally played Combat Arms as well. Are you aware of that one? That was a PC game.
Combat Arms.
It was made by
I didn't have a
Nexon.
computer.
It was
I
made
did
by
not have a
Nexon,
computer.
dude. And I like illegally played it. And I think I said like my brother, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you in this game." And the day after I said, my father heard me say it, uninstalled it from my computer. I know.
Yeah, I didn't have a mic for the longest time. I was sending messages to people to talk shit. I was typing out messages with a controller to talk shit.
Oh my god, dude, no way. Oh,
You're trash. Don't even go
Okay.
down to the space bar. You don't even need to add the space in there. URTRASH. Easy. Send it, go. You hear him scream in his microphone and you're winning.
a
Now you're in
massive
his
troll.
head.
Massive troll right there. Okay. So that's a favorite game in your childhood. Now this question, I guess this question goes overall. What one game do you think everybody should try out one day that you've played?
One like
You have one
single.
Yeah. If you could boil it down to say like, hey, this game, I would recommend this to all my friends. Do you have one?
I have easy answers like,
Yeah.
but I want to give one that's a little different. I was gonna
Yeah.
say Red Dead 2 campaign.
Hmm.
I know that's like there's probably some multiplayer games you could throw out there. Things like Elden Ring, Sekiro, crazy. Witcher 3. But like if I could guarantee that you had like a good enough computer to run it
Yeah.
and you didn't care about how buggy it was, bro, DayZ.
DayZ
DayZ on a day one server and you're just spawned into Malsk on the beach and you got to go run to town. That game, different. Different. The
Oh.
fun you'll have in that game, there isn't another game like it. It's old. It used to be an Arma 2 mod. Now it's a standalone game.
Okay.
DayZ is the game. It's a movie. You'll go on adventures in that game that you will never forget. You play with somebody and you will never forget that you killed those 4 guys, ran into the woods when you got shot at. You're on a gear set that you've had for 2 days and you're only talking to this random dude you met in game chat. You tell him you're going to be on at 10 a.m. the next day. And then you get shot at and you're literally terrified. Like it's the best game, bro. It's the best game.
It's a zombie survival game?
Yep.
Okay.
And your loot is terrible and
hell
you're
yeah.
like struggling and it's just every run is just a 0 to hero. You've got this
Okay.
objective, what you're trying to do. It's so amazing, bro. It's such a good game.
Okay. Maybe I'll take it.
And
to heart.
everyone's funny too. Everybody that plays that game is funny. They're all using their mics. They're like half of them are role playing in your ear. They're giving you
Yes.
fake names. They're throwing on accents and stuff. It's great, dude. The day one servers. If you've never played DayZ, it's cheap. It's got to be like $20 now.
Do
or
they
something.
keep resetting
Get
it?
DayZ.
They keep resetting.
What do you mean?
It's like 2013. So do people come out with servers that you can play on?
Yeah,
and just-
They make
got it.
custom maps and everything. There's like a
Got it.
DZSA launcher, which like auto loads all the mods you need.
Okay.
DZSA is the launcher if you want to check that out.
Okay.
It's honestly, it's such a good game, and it's so funny. It is so funny.
That's a big thing that I've heard about Arc Raiders recently is that I know you had a lot of FPS videos on your channel before you did PoE2. Is that something you've tried out? It's not a first-person shooter, the third person, but
that
I've
was
heard
one
that.
of those games where it's like I was streaming every day, and like after you rip a 10-hour stream, I just do not feel
Don't
like
wanna do it.
gaming. I'm throwing
Got
up
it.
the editing software or something. I watch my friends play it, and they're like pros in other games. Like they competed in Apex and stuff, like
Right.
T1 pros, and they did everything they could do in that game in like a week, and just got insta-board. So it's like
wow.
I kind of watched them spoil it for themselves.
Yeah.
And, so I didn't try it, but it looks good. It looks fun.
Okay.
But I don't have I don't have anything bad to say about it because I didn't play it. But
Right, exactly.
they say that it needs more content and
Got it.
before
Okay.
they're ready to blast it again. But they're
Okay.
also nerds, so
Right. They're
maybe
incredible.
it's really sick if you're getting killed every other run and there's some struggle. But
Exactly.
they were destroying people.
Right. Okay. Non-gaming. What's your favorite meal, dude? We have no idea what you look like. All right. I want to know what you eat. What's your favorite meal, hands
whatever
down?
you can imagine, anything that you can judge, that's what I look like.
Nah.
The funniest thing in your head, just picture that.
All right. All right.
Dude, honestly, anything I don't have to pay for, any home cooked meal that's free, like, what's one thing?
Yeah. What's like your come on, your go-to? If you're like
Spaghetti. You can't mess up spaghetti, bro.
spaghetti.
I don't care what noodle we're using. I don't care
Okay.
if it's angel hair. I don't care what it is. Spaghetti is just
All
good.
right.
Some penne pot, maybe a penne noodle.
Okay.
Any, doesn't matter. Bow tie, don't care. Spaghetti.
You do
You can't go wrong.
Alfredo? Do you do tomato sauce, ketchup? What do you have with your
Don't
spaghetti?
care. I'm not putting ketchup on spaghetti.
Yo,
but
what's wrong with that?
hey, you can throw
Hey,
some ketchup on there.
hey,
I'm not judging.
have you
I'm
tried
not judging.
ketchup with cold spaghetti before? Prada?
If my grandparents heard you say that in this Italian household, you might get put on a
Oh
cross.
no,
You might
dude,
get crucified for that one.
dude, just try. Come on, sneak a little bit into your room, okay, and then you can let it cool down, and then you squirt a little packet of ketchup in there, dude. Dude, try it. You might like it. Oh no,
I'm not trying that
my
try.
Trat
I
is
love you,
turning
bro, but
against
I'm
me.
not putting spaghetti on there. Or
Okay.
I'm not putting ketchup on spaghetti, bro.
All right. So my mom was really poor when she grew up in Germany, and this was like a meal that they had. I think like they'd have spaghetti and then like left like cold ketchup, crab ketchup, and she like loves it so much, so she showed it to us as kids, and it's like it was like her comfort meal. So maybe that's why I like it, because I have it and I'm like, oh man, that's actually pretty good.
Oh, dude,
I haven't had it
have
for a decade, but
no, that sounds wholesome. I won't lie. I have a story like that. So
Okay.
we were pretty poor too. Like
Okay.
heat the house with the oven poor.
Oh
Like
God.
we had this PlayStation 2 in this terrible apartment. Smells terrible. The people, I think somebody died in that apartment before we moved in there, and we got it for dirt cheap. And my mom was like so excited to see me on the game or whatever, because I was a badass kid. So
Yeah.
if I'm not outside, I'm inside. You know, everything's under control, whatever. She gets me this game for, I don't remember if it was my birthday or Christmas. It's like Simpsons Hit and Run, I think. And she gets it, and she's just like, I can tell what the gift is when it's wrapped, because it's like, obviously it's shaped like a game case or whatever. And she was so excited to get me this game. She was saying, I got you a good present this time, all this, whatever. 60 bones at the time, right?
Oh.
I open it, Xbox case. Oh, God, it cut right through me. And I didn't have the heart to tell her.
Oh, really?
I didn't have the heart to tell her, so I just hugged her and told her it was an awesome gift, bro. Never got to play that game as an Xbox 360 game. We had a PlayStation 2.
Oh, dang.
Oh, God.
Dude, that's rough. That's so rough.
Great gift, though.
60.
She tried, bro. She tried.
60. Yeah. Yeah. That is really nice. I've heard good things about that game too, dude.
I've never seen any gameplay, but
It's just what it sounds like.
it would have been fire. It would have been fire.
Oh, well, that's cute. Okay. Then to close us out, okay, I've got two more things that I wanted to ask you
What's
about.
up?
What is your hottest take about gaming in general, like the industry? Do you have any that would surprise people or
I
infuriate
think
people?
we touched on it a bit.
Yeah.
Like just like obviously in the last, I'd say like 7 to 10 years, big time during COVID, but like gaming got a crazy influx of casual gamers. Like I don't know. I don't have any statistics off the top of my head, but everybody I know in real life plays video games now. It's just like, it used to be this taboo thing where you had one friend at school that had an Xbox, and you were like, you had that bond or whatever. You didn't tell
Yeah.
anyone. You went home and played COD, whatever is this nerdy thing. Or maybe if you were in the WoW generation, you know, OSRS generation, like you had that one homie. Now it's like everybody plays Valorant or has a console, or it's just so accessible now. And I think because of this like huge influx of casual gamers, that there's this like byproduct that all of the games just trend easier. Every year, games just get easier, easier. They're all like handholdy, and also just the average attention span of like people in general is just like shot to bits. And yeah, people, I don't know. I feel like easy video games are not memorable. I feel like we're not gonna remember any of these like I don't know. I call them slop. It's just slop games. They're trying to get as much bread out of you as possible. If it's a single player game, they get you for that 60. They're $70 now, and you just never look back. And there was a time where you would go to sleep without killing a boss in a video game and wake up the next day like ready to do it, and you're just like not gonna progress until you're good enough. And there's this skill plateau, and until you're on to the next stage, you are stuck at Ornstein and Smo in Dark Souls 1 for days sometimes. If you're not good, too bad. And I don't know, I feel like those moments of triumph where you finally get through the adversity are very human, and I want more of that in video games again. I feel like games are just too damn easy, and you see it in how people react to updates, and when things get difficult, people have really negative reactions to it. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but maybe you could weigh into, maybe it's like from a developer perspective, it's like there's just so much access to information because of the internet that it's just like impossible to make something that can't be solved in like an instant. Like somebody can just Google how to beat this boss, how to find the best weapon. You know what I mean? All of this is just like right there. Maybe that's a problem. I've never had to make a video game, so I have no idea. But
Well, it's like a self-imposed. I feel like we talked about it. You said we talked about it earlier. A lot of people like to skip steps in the video game now. They like to look up how to beat a certain boss's moveset. They like to look up the guides. They like to watch like the video and just replicate it perfectly because they don't want to waste time trying and failing. A lot of people, from what I see, think that failure equals wasted time. I don't see it that way. I see it exactly
there's no
as you
such thing
said
as
it.
a loss. It's a lesson.
It's a
Yeah.
lesson, and it becomes a triumph. If you fail and you fail and you fail, and then you eventually succeed because you figured it out, you improved, it feels so much sweeter. And this is true with like everything in life.
Delayed
Right?
gratification. Yeah.
Delayed gratification.
People want it now. The
want it
attention
now.
span is fried.
It-
They want it now. They need to first try every boss.
Yep.
It's
And
yeah.
and that's kind of what happened. Honestly, I've really liked the campaign in PoE2 0.1. I thought it was so much better. It's so much easier now because I think there were so many complaints about how difficult it was. Unfortunately, and just people were failing. They were getting hard stuck. They did have to improve their
God
build in
forbid
some
you
way.
have to learn a boss's move.
You have to.
6 hours into your playthrough. Like,
Right.
God forbid.
Right. Like that Geonor fight, dude, that first time, man, I can except in Citadels, but in the campaign, he is a joke, man. He is and it's not just because I'm like better. I swear.
Yeah.
That was crazy in 0.1.
I actually had friends in Discord when this game came out. They were hard stuck on him for 3 days because they didn't know anything about resistances. I had friends that were getting absolutely destroyed, and me and my one friend are like first trying him because we played ARPGs before. We played PoE1, and we had friends that were on Invoker trying to like bonk him with a regular quarterstaff strike, and they were stuck on him for like 2 or 3 days,
dude.
which is funny. It's funny,
so
but
funny.
like when they win and they rejoice, like they had more fun than you in the long run. Like the moment they get when they finally win,
Yes.
is like you can't replace that.
It's
You
cathartic.
can't replicate that.
No.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I would kill to be a noob again and just like wipe my memory of everything I know about these games and get to learn it again for the first time. I would kill.
Yes. Yep. That's
Anytime we get a new player that comes around and is like, any tips, anything you recommend? Yeah, don't watch any videos.
Yep.
The best tip I can give you is don't watch any videos.
That's the title of the podcast right there. Thank you, Prada.
Oh yeah.
Don't watch anything.
Do not watch any videos, especially mine.
Yes.
Do not watch
Yep,
them. Imagine.
blacklisted, man. Okay. All right, Prada. I have one closing thing to close us out here, but did you have anything you wanted to chat about that we missed, either in the list, something that you thought of?
Yeah,
what's
revert
up?
the DR change. If you've tried to make your own character and you're like cognizant of, these builds need to crutch this interaction in this boss room just to get by, like the best part about bossing in this game was that there was no DR. It's like a band-aid fix to we can't whack-a-mole every overpowered build. I think people are conditioned and used to it. They're used to damage reduction. By the way, DR, damage reduction. They're used to damage reduction, they're used to invulnerability phases, and they're used to 45 minutes of a character talking before you can deal damage. That's like main character antagonist LARPing on your screen. We don't need to listen to the Act 4 boss tell us something all over again.
Oh.
And then he spawns in with DR. We don't need to listen to Zarwali the Bone Tyrant like manifest himself from the ashes into this skeletal beast for 15 seconds just to have 4 seconds of DR. Like, I'm running out of chiming staff time. Like, so many, it is so bad for the early game, like, character progression curve if you're playing something that isn't established as the best single target in the game, right? Obviously, out of sight, out of mind. If you played Poison Burst this league, you probably don't even know that bosses have DR. It's probably not even in. If you're on a character and you got lucky early league, dropped a headhunter, you're on a character where you crafted some mirror tier stuff. This is a non-factor. If you make your own builds and you're trying to problem solve for single target, DR is just like this permanent thorn in your side. And I genuinely believe that somewhere out there, there's a way to make these bosses more difficult.
Yeah.
Like maybe make the boss aggro you instantly. Maybe make the boss have smaller windows for dodging. So many ways you can approach it. I think that obviously they're trying to nerf character power, but they don't want to do it to you because then you feel bad. So instead they just make it so that the boss just doesn't take any damage at the start of the fight.
Yep.
And if your build has some condition that must be met, like I need to get these lightning rods down in 0.4 and put a tornado shot on it before I can do any damage at all. And like I can't do that setup prior to the boss spawning in with his LARP animation because he's going to be invulnerable right after that. Like good luck, bro. You're just suffering. But it's an optics thing, right? You're a dev, you're looking at people one shot your pinnacle boss that you've gassed up as this like really difficult,
Yeah.
he always gonna one shot you, his moves are X, Y, or Z, and they build it up, and then somebody that's died to the boss 50 times watches me one shot Zesht. It's a bad look. It makes your game look cheap. I understand completely. But like I would much rather them just be more active in like nerfing what the best single target skills are. So we don't have like a 10-year power creep. Like damage reduction and invulnerability phases are in PoE1 because the game has been out for 10 to 12 years and people have broken it every which way. There's no going back and fixing all of it and nerfing all of it. People will break your game, period, right? But like I don't think there should be a world where you can't make a character because you can't solve for single target because the boss is like moving really fast and you needed to perfect strike him. You needed to get snipe off. You needed to stack up, 15 curses on the ground and a chiming staff, and you needed to cast 45 times into Orb of Storms before you can do any damage. Like, this can't be the way. Please revert it. That's my only complaint is that the DR messes with what builds you can be creative in creating. That's my only complaint about the entire league. Outside of that, like, I think that's a major sidestep. I don't think it's a step backwards necessarily because I'm accustomed to it. I'm used to it. But it's like, if I can't cook up 50,000 builds that can figure it out and I've got 50 hours in the game, imagine Burger Timmy over here, 20 hours played trying to solve for single target.
Not happening.
He's cooked. He's cooked. And his gear is bad and he's cooked. So that's my only complaint. Think of something that isn't just, oh yeah, the boss doesn't take any damage for between 3 and 7 seconds. Yeah, and that's after a 15-second animation. Like,
yeah, I wonder if that's a band-aid.
Please.
I really wonder because there's also like no shield like effect or anything, so you just need to know this is happening too.
Yep. And it's variable too. If the boss does a different move at the start of the fight, he has DR for a different amount of time.
Because he's not moving.
It feels terrible.
Yep.
And it's like, instead of watching somebody one-shot the boss that you worked so hard on with all those animations from a developer perspective, you get to watch me run around like a cheeseburger in the boss room and not attack him for 4 seconds. Both of them look terrible. So there's got to be some solution to that. Hopefully it's not permanent. We can have a video game that does not have invulnerability phases in DR. If you want to do the multi-phase boss fight of like, okay, Tavaki is going to knock you down, then you got to run into his last section. And then you got to kill him there, and then you got to kill him there again. Cool, that's fine, whatever. Just like, don't make him talk for 45 seconds between each phase. That'd be cool. Like, it's not relevant anymore.
They gotta change that. Like,
yeah,
the end game
that's cool
version.
in Act 4.
Right.
Yeah. When you fight him once and it's relevant to the story. Once you're in maps and he's talking about gotta build the weapon, manifest I don't care anymore, bro. Number 10,000 fight. I'm not worried about that.
They should just turn each phase into a different map. Boom. Solved. GGG. Go for that.
Or, I mean,
come on.
The worst one, in my opinion, worst one is the boss that spawns out of the hole. He's in Act 2, Spires of Deshar.
Torgal. Yeah.
The bone. Yes, the bone guy. If I have to watch that dude recollect himself before I can fight him, and then I got to deal... He's got 2 one-shot moves, by the way. He's got a head slam, and he's got a hand slam. If you're under a certain EHP, those are one-shots if you're in the maps. And this guy can't be killed instantly at the start of fight unless your character is a goat. Like, unacceptable! It's 20 seconds where you can't damage a boss. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. The only boss that gets a pass is Crowbell. I will watch Crowbell bang on that door and run to his little death pit for the rest of time because he's got aura. He's got aura. We respect Crowbell. Everybody else, screw that. We're not doing it.
Oh,
We are not doing it.
I love it. I love it. That's good. That's good. He also makes those little squeaky noises, which is great too.
He's a beast, bro.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
awesome. He's sick. Yeah. He's the only one that gets a pass. DR.
DR.
That's a good one. Make a video.
Get it out.
Make a video about it. Yeah, do it.
We
Heck
will.
yeah. Show it off. Okay. All right, Prada. The only thing I have left for you is I'm wondering, are you sticking to main league, or is there any way we can pull you out for that private league we're hosting? Second win.
I'm gonna play the private league.
Oh,
I've got
sick.
a couple plans for builds that I want to get done, and like doing a whole economy reset, like gets in the way of that. I got content I gotta make, but I will definitely be in the private league. Probably just not on the day that it releases,
Sick.
but you will see me in there. I'm gonna bring viewers over.
Cool.
It's gonna be a blast. Shout out to everybody that's doing the private leagues. That stuff is sick.
Yeah. Second
stuff is
win.
great.
It's gonna be good. Local hold, Dead
Awesome.
Rabbit, me, a lot of other people are gonna be playing it, so it's cool. We'll get you in there too with some viewers. Heck yeah, man.
Hey, by the way, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you for sharing your platform with me. Yeah, I hope that everybody has more fun. Maybe a more positive outlook on the game. We don't need to be bitching.
True.
There's nothing that says
There
you
you
can't
go.
have fun on PoE.
There you go.
But I really appreciate it, bro. And you're a professional. You kill this shit, dude. Good shit.
Oh, thanks, Prada. I appreciate it. Everybody
Let's
watching in the live
Let's
chat,
go.
in the VOD, all the Prada stuff's gonna be in the description. Thanks, bro, for coming
Let's
on.
go.
I really appreciate it.
Of
Let's
course,
go.
man. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Thank you, Prada.